We'll call the Sunnyvale 4B Economic Development Board meeting to get to order at 5:34 p.m. Tuesday, September 13th. All members present other than member Nair and Lassane. We'll open for public comment. There's nobody in the audience. Anybody online? Nobody online. So we'll close public comment, move forward to number 1, discuss, consider, and act upon the minutes from August 2009. August 9, 2022. Not going back in time that far. I didn't see anything that needed correction, but anybody else? Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Motion made by member Padmanabhan,
A second.
seconded by member Anthony. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Move on to number 2, discuss, consider, and act upon the August 2022 financial reporting and related items.
Okay, good evening. For the month of August, we had year-to-date revenues of $1,082,010. We had year-to-date expenses of $598,570. You had, for the year-to-date expenses, you had your routine payroll, your monthly landscape maintenance. We paid a balance due on the umbrella shade at Vineyard Park. We had some grass seed for the soccer fields at Vineyard, turf grass application at all the parks. We replaced the park benches at Town Center Park, an annual renewal membership for the TEDC, and we had some legal services for the month of July that was also paid in August. As of August the 31st, you have a ending fund balance of $3,502,900. You'll notice for your sales tax that you actually saw you had total receipts for the month of $133,000, but we reversed the accrual. At the beginning of each year, you know, we accrue for 2 months worth of sales tax because sales tax receipts run behind for 2 months. So this month, now that we have 9 actual months already showing, we went ahead and reversed the sales tax accrual. So what you are actually seeing in your sales tax number there is all actual receipts, no accruals anymore. So that reflects 9 months worth of sales tax, and you have 3 months still outstanding. I'm happy to answer any questions. You do. 4B has 2 accounts. They have a checking account and they have a money market account. Those accounts are at the bank next door, Trinity Capital, and you do earn interest on your money market account. Yes. Yes. We currently have a pretty decent rate next door on the money market account. And we do try to monitor those balances that we keep in the checking account. You know, we try to keep enough in the checking account to fund payroll numbers, your regular, you know, routine monthly expenses, and also keep funds in there for the projects. Earlier this year, we recognized that we probably weren't going to fund some of the incentives or the Glacier Barn. So we did make a transfer and move some more money into the money market account where it could draw some interest. Huh?
So on the sales tax without the accrual, the 126, is that 126% over 9 months or 126% full year as of 9?
Right. You're at 126% of what we budgeted, and that reflects only 9 months actual sales tax receipts. So you're trending right now at 26% above budget.
Looking at the trend, continues to outpace all previous years, so. Anybody have any questions on the finances? I did notice that we didn't add the new grant yet. I guess we'll wait till we have the December, or can we add that in?
Yeah, I think, can y'all hear me?
It's on the agenda for later, but we applied for a grant on the 9th of September, and it's not yet, it's in the agenda, but it's not
I think we were going
reflected in
to update that in your September financials, since I think you applied in the month of September.
Right.
Since these were part of your
Okay.
August financials.
Makes sense.
I
Okay,
think
thanks.
we submitted the grant on the 8th, September the 8th, so that's why it wasn't on this August one, but it will be next month.
Makes sense. So without any other questions, can I get a motion to approve? Approved. Motion made by member Cash, seconded by member Padmanabhan. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. On to item number 3, discuss and consider updates for the following ongoing projects. And that's in the back of the agenda. So Burton and I visited after our last meeting. Well, a few of us visited after our last meeting, but then following that, Burton and I and the town manager, per the town manager's request, wanted to hold off on having the committee meet again until they get through the budget process. And then, I don't know if you heard, but regretfully his mother passed, and so he's been in and out, and Burton's been acting town manager a number of times, so wanted to respect his request. We did meet with a metal building contractor that specializes in metal buildings and has a lot of experience doing horse facilities, and but it was the day of the deluge rain, so we didn't go out and look at it on site, but he since has gone out and put some numbers and everything together yet and has them ready, but we have yet to see what those are, but we'll review those and then review them with the committee before we go anywhere else with them. But that was with the goal of seeing what could be done on meet the goal of maintaining the volume of horses within the budget, so anxious to see what those numbers look like.
So when are you thinking we would get together? I know you put it in your email, but I can't remember.
The budget and tax rate will be adopted Friday, finalized Friday. So I would say hopefully in October. I haven't had a chance to sit down and visit with the town manager to find out for certain, so I don't want to commit to anything until we visit. But yeah, I still think perhaps in October. So.
Okay.
My understanding was he wanted to participate and
Yes, yeah, and he's, he knows some of the history on everything, and but I think just wants to get plugged in after we got through budget and tax rate.
Be good for him to be there, I think.
then the fire station looks like it's moving along, so
When is that construction expected to be completed? Year?
turn on.
I think they're supposed to move in December.
December?
Mhm.
Wow. I think they not work more than 3 months there.
So we're considering putting a path from Spring Lake to fire station?
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Connect where it dead ends onto our property
Right.
down to Trip.
It's bad busy over there now.
Right.
Jobs in this.
So it's that gonna be all the way? Go on Jobson and then go down Trip and connect back to your property, or how does it work?
No, it's just coming down to that corner to
And then
then be
it's,
able to catty corner over to the park, but
Okay,
eventually, hopefully
We'll
we'll
try to
do the one
complete
that goes
it.
all the way
okay.
along Trip and then
Mm-hmm.
connects up to that other dead end,
Okay,
um,
The one
behind the falls.
behind the.
Right. Parks medians. Noticed a lot of stubs out there and it greened up quite well after it rained, so that, I was glad to see that.
When are we getting the lights there? That's in the night, it kinda gets complicated.
We have the lights, it was the contract on installing it,
Oh, really?
running, so what was,
How's it going?
So last night, they actually, town council approved the agreement for the electrical contractor, so I would say, I believe it's within a couple of weeks. They're gonna install the light poles first, and then they'll pull the wire, and then we should have lights. So,
was there a pipe burst or something down there on the corner the other day? On the northwest
Saw that.
corner?
A lot of water, yeah.
I think
Or they may have been just running a fire hydrant for all I know, but I mean,
down here,
yeah, down here on the corner of
Blowing out of the curb.
80 and
Isn't that Sunday?
Collins on the northwest corner.
is that our truck, JD? So we had a semi drive through our irrigation and tear everything up,
Oh,
so. What, again? Is that what you?
Semis are a recurring problem on the corners, I think.
So, yeah, they've cut I guess, I mean, I know that's at least the second or third time since I've been here, but they cut the corner too sharp and roll up over, and the main is right there off the edge of the concrete.
that's on the south side though, right?
It's on both sides.
Oh, really? So we have it on the non-landscape
You said
side?
the northwest side?
Yeah, this side of the access road. Between here and the access road.
Is that where it was or not?
There's a truck up on the hill and it was running out of it looked like it was running out of the field and then down through the curb and all over the road going that direction. But, no big,
I'm not aware of that. I know we had a semi-truck roll over the turnaround and bust all our irrigation that we just had completely fixed. If you can tell, the ornamental trees and everything are coming back on all four sides because we've been able to water them, and then that shut all the water down for like 3 days because we had to turn it all off and repair all that. But it's all working again now. You know, that
that's
hasn't
probably
worked.
just on us, I'm assuming, cause they probably just keep going.
Oh, yeah, that's on us.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't had irrigation there in roughly a year, so now we've got it back working, and all of that stuff should stay green and colorful, and we're gonna replace everything that the heat wave took care of, as soon as we get past the mowing season.
Okay. Cool. Rails to trails, it was the 8th, that's what you said, right? Instead of the 9th?
Yeah, they actually turned it in a day early, but
Cool.
just from the time frame of when this was posted, I knew it had to be on the 9th because that was the deadline, so.
Right. So there was a few community members that sent in letters of support. We did, council did, school did. Briefly visited with Doug Williams last night, and he's already received a questionnaire from the North Central Texas Council of Government, so that's positive. So hopefully that moves through, and can you remind me what the funding amount was that we were seeking?
It's 1.7 million. The total project, I believe, was,
So it's when the 80-20, up
this
to
one,
80-20.
I think this one is, yeah, 80-20. Let me check my email real quick and
if they fully, and so the way these work is they can agree to fund up to 80%, they can say 50%, and they can, you know, they can say 0%. So,
1,000,000, the town, request was 1,791,299. The match would be 447,824. So it
that's our
was,
part.
um,
Cool.
and then we should, the transportation, the Transportation Council, we should have, some, we should have some indication maybe in November, and then they'll make a final determination in December, so. And then just for everybody's, information also, that I sat in on a webinar last week. The state call, TxDOT state call for transportation alternatives is supposed to come out in October, and I think the deadline, the submittal will be in December, and that's the one that the state's looking for larger projects that could potentially fund the entire corridor.
Right.
If you were able to get that. I don't think they've, the notice for funding hasn't come out yet that I'm aware of. You know, initially, we heard that there was gonna be some projects in the 10 to $20 million range. We heard that a little bit on the COG portion, and those were cut down substantially, try to get more projects funded. So really, until that notice comes out, we won't know for sure. So.
And then, again, we already qualified for the matching grant for the design phase, so we're already planning on that for next year, so. And town beautification, I guess that's where you had the wiring for the electrical.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And I guess the whole traffic circle, that was another one of those topics that was kind of put on hold, waiting for the budget and the town manager to get started and all that stuff, so.
Right.
We can revisit, hopefully, starting next month.
I know we had talked about Christmas decorations, since that's going to be completed in the next couple weeks. Is that still on the agenda for this year, or is there not enough time?
The Christmas decorations were put on hold when we started to discuss what we wanted the landscape to look like down Collins. We can't order Christmas decorations and then do the landscaping and then come back next year and the Christmas decorations not fit where we bought them to go because of the landscape design. And we don't have any electricity in the traffic circle, so we can't do a tree or anything that lights up. So, I mean, if it can't light up at night, you know, it would just be best to stick with the decorations that we have here at Town Hall until we get that power run through there. And we don't know what, we haven't got a go ahead on what exactly we want, and it takes probably 3 months to get the decorations made and delivered, you know, so we've kind of missed the window on ordered any for 2022.
We should be able to do the banners and things like that, I would hope.
Well, it just depends on when the poles get here. Even though we have schematics on the poles, we're gonna have to measure the poles. We had 100 banners at the last location I worked in the facility that I managed, and although all the poles were the same and they were all purchased from the same company, the arms that hold the poles weren't all matching.
Yeah.
So you have to measure them just to make sure before you order those banners, or you're gonna have one that looks like this and one that looks like this. So you have to be real careful.
Right.
So as soon as we get the poles, we'll be able to measure them, make sure that we have the correct measurement on each section that holds the banner up, and then we're gonna order the banners locally.
Right.
From the Sunnyvale Signs, and any banner that you find online, anything that you want that has to do with Christmas, he can duplicate, and he does it all in-house. You know, so we've already got a written price on what it costs to put them up and maintain them once they've been installed. Because especially in the wintertime, that's gonna be a big deal, because the wind's gonna blow every single day, and there's gonna be a banner come down once or twice a week,
Right.
no matter what kind of banner you get.
Yeah. My understanding is we have the poles, they're just
We haven't-
laying horizontal and not assembled, so it's like,
Yeah, they haven't delivered them to us yet. We're gonna stage them at the park next door. So once they're laying down, I'm gonna go over there and measure everything so that we know exactly what's what.
cool.
So do you think we could start looking into Christmas decorations maybe early next year?
Yes, ma'am. Once we get with the town manager and see exactly what direction he wants to go with the landscape that goes from the traffic circle to a little bit beyond 80, then we can plan on what the Christmas decorations can look like, you know, what company we buy them from, and move forward.
Okay.
It sounds like that should be on our joint meeting with council, since council and us will be splitting that cost, I'm assuming. Not council, but meaning our budget and the general budget. Then anything new on development construction?
No, I mean, just, I know last time we talked about, y'all had asked about athletic club and, story at Long Creek. I was able to visit with both of those folks, and I've got it here in the update, but, I know that the athletic club project, after visiting with them, it came in about $15 million more than what they expected. And the story was about $100,000 more, just inflationary type things. So obviously we've talked about it before, some of the construction materials, the costs are coming down, but, you know, I think there's, at least when I talked to Ms. Navarro, she said that she was looking at fall of '23, so next year, next fall. And Athletic Club, they're still exploring some options over there. But both projects are still, I mean, everybody's still passionate about it, and they're still moving forward. It's just trying to, you know, just look at the numbers and go through all that. So
They still just have the one tenant in the State Farm building, or whatever that is in the front?
yeah, as far as I know, that's what they've got. I know that it's being marketed. That property is now. I came across it the other day. It's being listed. So.
I didn't see it on here, but just more of a curiosity, when is the East Fork scheduled to be done?
Are you talking about the paving type stuff?
Right, yeah, when you go down the road and then you hit a dead end, you have to turn around. I know they've been. So over there where Polly, or at least a week ago or whatever, was only one way there from Polly going north.
I know, I don't recall all the particulars on it. I know we had a staff meeting this afternoon, Public Works Director brought it up, but I I'm not 100% on what the timeline was on it, so I don't wanna say something that's not accurate, but
Yeah, okay. No problem.
I can
figured with
try to find out for you.
the goal would be to have it done before we move forward on some of these other ones that'll shut down other roads temporarily or make them one-way. And then anything, I guess, not, or would be on here. So nothing that can be shared regarding any of the businesses along 80?
Not yet,
Potential businesses along 80?
not yet.
If it's nothing big,
What do you mean?
what I mean,
You want something big. Big announcements.
no, not that kind of big.
And what's going in next to Sea Life over there? Is that just private something? Meaning, do you have any idea?
Said they were just
The-
moving dirt last night.
They have a construction board up there with permits or whatever on it, but
Didn't he say no plans, they were just
just cleaning it up.
bringing dirt in there?
Yeah, they were bringing, yeah, they're just putting fill.
Oh, okay. Then we have the business expo coming up.
Next Thursday.
So we're sponsors of it. If you guys would like to attend, please do.
That's what, just the local businesses, or we bring people, what is that business expo?
It's local, but we do have, with the Sunnyvale Chamber, we do have businesses that are in Mesquite that are members of that too, so.
Any questions on any of that?
JD, do you remember what National Night Out was at 6 to 9? I didn't put the time on there. That's the next event that's coming up in October, and it'll happen before we meet again, I believe. Yeah, it's October the 4th.
Then future agenda items?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about land acquisition. Preferably an executive session.
And the National Night Out is 6 to 9.
JD, did we bring up our new residents in Samuel North Park in this context, or do we let sleeping dogs lie? I shouldn't have said anything.
Until we get the clarification on the user agreement with Dallas, I would just wait. I'd hold off till then. That way we know exactly who's who and what's what.
The town manager's aware of that situation.
He's aware of it?
He's working on some stuff, yeah.
So, on another potential thing for Samuel, are we still mowing the trail or we stopped that?
Oh, no, we mow sections of the trail quarterly.
Okay.
You talking
Over
about rails
just-
to trails?
No, Samuel Farms,
Oh, yeah, no, sir, we mow that on a rotating basis, absolutely.
so the cross-country team says there used to be meets over there on a regular basis with Mesquite and Sunnyvale participated and stuff, and then something, for some reason, they were told they couldn't do them there anymore. And they thought it was a Dallas thing, so Sunnyvale hasn't hosted any SISD-sponsored cross-country meets, because they can't do it on campus, but they used to do it over there, so.
Yeah, no one's approached the Parks Department about hosting a meet.
Okay, so that's, I figured it probably was just a communication thing, so,
Yeah, no one's approached us.
okay. So I'll have them coordinate with you.
Yes, sir.
They used to do it and set it up and have porta potties and all that kind of stuff, so. Neat. And then I guess the next key thing is, we would like to get our combined meetings scheduled with the agenda items that are on our list that we keep pushing off, so we can plan for next year appropriately.
Is it too early to ask for an update on that agreement with the city of Dallas on Samuel North Park for next month? To put it on the agenda, or is that just something we need to keep lighting the fire under, or?
Burton's reached out to them several times with, they've just completely,
Yeah, there's areas in the document that we're trying to figure out, like the enforcement provisions. We're trying to see if some of those things could be done administratively. Some of those other things that are in there that we've talked about over the year, for some time. I think that's gonna be some of the discussions that the town manager has. But, I hate to keep saying this, but the budget and the tax rate, has consumed a lot of time, it's taken a lot of time to get stuff done.
Imagine. I sat through that last night. It was painful.
Well, and just, just reminding everybody that our town manager just started on June the 1st, so.
A lot of work put into that.
Right, absolutely. So, I think, I don't think necessarily things are gonna level off. I think we're probably gonna hit the gas again right after Friday, so. But there's a lot of things that have kind of been delayed a little bit, so. But, we should be in a better position after Friday to take on some of these things that we've got to the side, so.
Anything else? Got a motion to adjourn.
Second that motion.
Motion made by member Chase, seconded by member Cash. All those in favor? We are adjourned at 6:05 PM.
That's the shortest meeting we ever had.